TV, your mind, or gossip. These are some of the things I see as options for us as human beings. These are the things that I noticed that we have a hard time differentiating which ones we want to integrate ourselves into more. I chose as a kid to put my imaginations to the forefront. I chose as a kid to see myself as authentically as I could, which at the time is what it meant, because I didn't even know what authenticity meant at the time. Me being me was just me being me because there was no other template other than just doing what I do. I was trying to get this out in the last video, or the next video, whichever one I choose to post first. About how wonderful it was to be able to sit and not have to think about what they said, not to think about what they were doing next, not to think about who's, like, I get this world works the way it works and people all the way they are and we're all doing what we do. But not everybody is capable of minding their own business. It's really difficult for some individuals to pull off not being in everyone's business, Which is also funny because if you try to get in their business, you push them away. But if you try to only stay in your business, then you attract them. So I'm that's an interesting take, right? Like I said, I don't know if I really was able to get it out like I'm attempting to do now. I'm gonna do now, getting out how important it was to be myself, how important it was to have my own imagination, how important it was to not get in, social spats and disputes. And, there's some things I could have done. It's not all wrong to be in people's business, to gossip and do certain things. But I'm just happy that it was more in the percentage scale of me being able to be alone and still function, because people have the hardest time, I'm noticing nowadays. Now that I can make it make more sense, is what I was conveying in the last one, making it make more sense that yes, you do have a tougher time nowadays making life make sense for you, because if it's not in someone else's ass, then you don't know what else to smell. You can't turn your nose up to anything else. People are going insane because they don't know how to mind their own business. And what I want to try to get to before I lose it is like, can you sit by, like, what happens when you, like, that's my, okay, so this is what I'm getting into. What happens when you get bored of that thing? What happens? Or that person? Or the, the video game, or the TV show, or the, like I said, situation, however things play out. What exactly do you do after? You know, like for me, and what I mean is, as an example, if I get bored with something, I just stop doing it. Yeah, okay, you know. And I can do this. And it's like, what are you doing? Nothing. It's beautiful. I'm thinking of stuff. I'm having conversations. I'm imagining whatever. What could? Oh man, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, or that one time, or this thing I did, or whatever I have, and before you know it, like time has passed. You know what I mean? Life has moved on. You know what I'm saying? Before you know it, it's like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't getting in trouble. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. I ain't had to pay no money. What was that? How much was that? How much currency was that in my mind to be able? It's wonderful. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, things like that. Like people get teased for meditating in public. People get teased for doing certain things. You know what I'm saying? People get outed, and it's the oddest thing. It's like, but you can't turn away from the TV. But you can't get out of your phone. You can't get out of your, a lot of things. You can't get out. You know what I'm saying? You just can't get out. You don't know the first step. In fact, your first step is going to bother somebody else. That's your first step. Trying to deal with somebody else and fuck up their life. That's your first step. And like I said, it's the wildest thing ever. I had spent a damn near whole hour trying to explain this, which is what I was getting out with the whole being an INFP thing. It's like, dude, trying to get it out is a lot. But this is the best way so far that I think I've gotten closer enough to it. It's like, people believe in thinking. People believe in science. People believe in hardcore facts. You know, people believe in solid obligations and things like this. Like everything has to be. And that's just it. And no one thinks that emotions or your imagination is important. They don't think it's more powerful. When one of the most supposed smartest people in the world said that your imagination is, and I say supposed, but because it's like science, right? But like, it's like, you know what I mean? There's more to intelligence other than, like I've said, the thinking mind. And I don't know how people feel about it. I don't know how people are just nervous or scared to have a person be around. You be around a person that doesn't think like you do because they don't think, or you think that because they feel that they don't think, or they don't have a thinking thinking mind, or however you want to say it, but their feelings can't think too. Like I don't have, certain ways to go about it other than just, well, 1 + 1 is, but 2 + 2 is, and if I go down the street, it's like, there's more to it, and it's hard to get out. It may, in the simplest term, make sense that we have feelings, but to explain that feeling, and then how deep that goes into the other feelings, it's like, but yeah, I'm not sure what it is, because You know what I'm saying? I have that beautiful roller coaster that I can go through to be able to figure it all out, to have fun, to enjoy myself, to take shadow work in certain things and make it cool, because that's essentially what I'm doing when I daydream. When I do certain things, you shouldn't daydream. But why? You gotta do the math. You gotta do the math stuff. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? It's more than just sitting and trying to develop your mind and your psyche. It's you gotta take the test. Why would you want to like flourish any other way? Like, I want to have stuff broaden my imagination and awareness, and you know how I feel and things like that. Not try to cut it down to only have me be a thing that thinks all the time, a person that only tries to just do and not question what all those actions mean to them. You know. It's like, it's funny how I think I'm saying it, but it's like you become the gossip when you don't want to be in it. It's like you are the gossip at this point because you don't want to deal with others. Because you figured it, you've seen it, you figured it out. You've seen that this life isn't what it is. And you go, oh yeah, well, I can just do whatever I want in here. I'll just do whatever in here. I'll think about whatever in here. I'll just kind of take on and believe in here, you know? I mean, it's the best thing. I mean, there's nobody even knows that I do it. I'm trying to bring this home to like how important it is and how I found out how important it was. Because it's like when you're by yourself and you really can tap into your mind and no other external force matters to you, and you realize nothing else can move like this mind can, nothing else can feel like you can. When you take in what that means and you do the shadow work and you start to go in deep inside, you know, you take that plunge. When you do it and you know, you become somewhat friends with it. You know what I'm saying? It becomes fun to navigate through. Because you're like, oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with me going through every single part, every building, every stair, everything, every nook and cranny and corner to figure it out and learn. There's nothing wrong with it. I can sit with myself, and that's cool, man. Most people cannot, and that's why you see TV shows. You see, and that's, like I said, it's okay because it's like that's most of the extroverts and things like that. But you know, there's not a lot of introverts for a reason. Like I said, I tried to piece together. That's why you get the mutants and you get the weird people and you get the. It's like you know. It's funny how you try to reverse it and try to take these people that are seeing this world for what it really is and try to vilify them, try to make it seem like they're not anything or they're just insane people that are just trying to hurt you or trying to do something or trying to take something from you. When those be the people to want that are looking to do anything and everything to help, to do what they can. But it's not looked at like that. They're looked at and posted up as the outsiders. When they're the closest thing to you that wants to do something about it, because you're so into TV shows and all of the stuff. When you see somebody that seems like they have superpowers, like how do they know all this stuff? It's because they went inside their own head and they didn't care about what other people thought about what they were going through. You know, they were like, well, everybody else thinks like this. Let me think like me. Let me feel like me. I want to feel like me, so let me do that. And they do, and then they go down those lines of reasoning, and they don't go, well, Sally Mae said that if I do it like this, then I said, Sally Mae said that if I can't do it like this, then I can't be in the country club. Then, you can't be a part of the gang because Tyrone said you don't look like this. Okay, and that's beautiful that you are dwindling it down, that these are not your people. You clearly, you know what I'm saying, but you try to fit yourself into that and you try to become that because you don't want to be outside of that. You don't want to become the gossip. You want to be the person that observes and talks about the gossip, that passes the gossip around. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be the one they talk about. You know what I mean? You want to be a part of the crowd where you can hide amongst everybody and be like, yo, yeah, that is crazy that they did that, huh? That is wild that they would think this way. That is crazy. I can't believe they did that. How, what? That's cringe. That's cringe, dude. That's so cringy. Cringy. And I, for one, will not continue to stand for this because awkward moments are everything. Weird moments, embarrassing moments are everything. It's scary, it sucks, it doesn't always feel like it. It's something to want to do, but if you can once again get past all of those and become more friends with it than an enemy, but I think, what I'm saying, there got to be a bunch of people, I guess, to talk about. So I guess there's, what I'm saying, that talk about people. So I guess the majority have to stay the majority to be the majority anyway. Like, how can we be extraordinary if everybody's like this anyways? So. But I'd like to see more people not be afraid. Because, like I said, it's wonderful to, like, be cringe, I guess. If I'm being cringy to you, that means I'm doing something right. If I'm being too much or weird, if I can't be made sense of, or whatever the case, that means I'm doing something right. Because you know what I'm saying? As weird as it may sound, no matter how much it doesn't make sense to you, as long as it makes sense to me. As long as it gets across my mind as something that, no matter how ridiculous or dumb or whatever the case may be, childish, goofy, like it's like, that's what's up, That's what's up, man. That's what's up, Yeah, but I wasn't able to. I was able to. I did my best when I was younger to stay on track with that and not be deterred by people that, and it's not easy because you do question it, like, well, am I not supposed to be this way? Am I not supposed to do like this? Is this not who I am? And that's where I think the disconnect really happens, is when you are who you are and you are confident within yourself that you are what you say you are, who you are, at a young age. And then that kind of gets muddied up because, well, that's come on, man, that's not what we do. That's not how we act. This is not who we are. It's not what we do. And it's like, well, I'm not a we. And I preferred the PlayStation. I'm not a we dude. We